Do we like the new Christmas theme tune?
Extra jingly.
Got my jingle bells on. As you can see, good evening to everyone watching. It's nearly Christmas, hence why I look like I've just been attacked by a box of decorations. I thought you might as well be festive. You might as well go hard or go home, mightn't you? Now, joining me this evening, got two wonderful people. One making her pod debut of this pod, anyway. And we may have some more people dropping in as time goes by. Little elves coming down from Santa's workshop, but we shall see. And yes, to answer any questions, I do have a stocking on my head because I didn't find a Santa hat or anything similar. So we're going to go with a reindeer stocking.
Me neither. I should have gone stocking.
I've got about 5 in the corner if you'd like one. I also have one with my name on. If I know you're not called Freya, but I will give it to you to share for this evening. So on that note, Emily, how are you?
I am good. I had my last day at work today before Christmas, so I'm extra good. Yeah.
I was going to say that's a couple of good days there.
Yeah, I was using up holiday that I'd left.
You're just like, bye.
I'm done, I'm free. Yeah.
See you all next year. And Lindsay, hello to you. It's been a while. How you doing?
It's been a while indeed, yeah. It's nice to be back.
Are you excited to be on?
I am indeed.
Good. I'm just going to ease this off a bit because I'm choking slightly.
There's quite a lot happening there, yeah.
Oh, it's quite... You try and make a good impression. That's what this is. There we go. I also do have a Doctor Who TARDIS t-shirt on in the winter t-shirt. So kind of have to do the whole thing. Right then. So this evening, we've got a lot to talk about, but mainly a massive win over West Ham at the weekend. And of course, looking ahead to the new year, we've got our Christmas wish list that we're going to be talking about, and also reminiscing on our favourite moments of the year as well. So, you were both, Lindsay, were you there at the weekend for the match?
I was indeed, yeah.
You were, yes, of course. And it was just, Christmas came early, didn't it, at Villa Park? So I'll tell you what, Lindsay, why don't you start us off? Kind of what were your thoughts going into the match? Was this a must win for Villa?
I think new manager, new structure with the cup game we'd had before. It was clear things were changing, and it's really good to see what a new lease of life would be given to the players, and also we'd have the new manager bounce kind of thing. So I'm really excited to see what we'd be doing, and West Ham are doing really well at the moment, so it's a really good equal challenge, but a game that we could win.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because West Ham, as they proved during the match, can never be counted out, can they? So yeah, they've had a bit of a naff run, but ultimately they've got some cracking players in that team. And Emily, I was going to ask this question to Nick, but unfortunately she's not here. The lineup came out.
I know.
Can we just have a moment for that lineup? Emily, talk us through it. Why were we so happy?
We actually had a cheer when it, like, we all stood there. It was like 12:59. And it ticked over to 1, and we were like, yes. We had a start for Leon and a start for Darley, which was just what we've been waiting for. Yeah, it was really just, and also, I mean, I was still a little bit confused because we still had 2 strikers on in Ebony and Rach, but
yes,
yeah, Ebony had played out wide in the cup game in the week, so presume that was going to be where she was going to start, and then obviously that meant that Rach would be playing in a number 9.
Yeah, it was Rach as a 9, Kenza as a 10, Dree out on the right. It was like all of our Christmases have come true. I am just laughing because Paul has just messaged us after seeing he was washing his hair and he's not going to watch to say, what are you wearing? So hi Paul. You are watching in the end. Just making us laugh there. It's called Style. Christmas style. Thank you.
I was just going to make what you said, Lindsay, about the new manager bounce, and I think if you'd have asked us last week, then this, or whenever, I don't know what the day is today, like a couple of weeks ago, I would have said this was a must win.
Yeah, this
game, and it still was a must win. But I feel like maybe the pressure had been released in a little bit, like almost because, like I feel like if we'd still had Robert in charge, that the game would have there would have been so much pressure on that game.
Just feel the atmosphere
sense.
changed though, couldn't you? When you walked in the stadium, it was just a totally different vibe to what we'd had before. And I said it was like under Robert, it was like a grumpy teenager being banished to their bedroom, and you just have that attitude. Whereas when we went in, it just felt back like Carla Ward's time when we were doing really well under Carla. So it just felt
just
family orientated and really positive.
Yeah, it was like there was just a sense of sort of possibility.
Yeah, hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was live tweeting it, and I was like, one of my tweets was, "This is a joy to watch." And it's been so long since we've been able to go, is this us? Like actually enjoying every moment and watching that progressive passage of play and how quick we were passing the ball, and just with this newfound confidence that probably, like you were saying, Lindsay, has been unleashed because in reality, you know, Sean Gorter's first league game, yes, pressure on him to perform, but a lot of what he's talks about is bringing that calmness through, hasn't he? And wanting to settle the game and not let nerves get the best of us, which he showed tenfold, didn't he? So yeah, let's talk about it. Now, a lot of us tweeted, "This is why you start Dree." Within 4 minutes, what happens? She drives through and she gets her goal. And honestly, all the reactions, that was just, it summed it up, didn't it? Dree getting minutes, Dree getting a start, and being able to convert her chances. And you just think, yeah.
I was so pleased that she actually like took the shot. Do you know what I mean? Because
yes,
I feel like that's something that's been lacking recently, even when she has been on the pitch. It's been like driving forward and then trying to play it safe and retain possession rather than just going for it. And it was, yeah,
because we said almost like it was maybe drilled into them a bit, like, oh, everyone get it up the pitch, but look for Rach or Gabby, and that's going to be our outlet, and that's what we're going to do. But like, and Kenza later on, which we are going to talk about, of course, they both just had the confidence to go for it. And again, just with her right foot into that bottom left-hand corner, you just thought, is this how it's going to be? Is this how it's going to go on?
There was a sort of a what a way to kind of prove your point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, none of this wait until 70 minutes and all that jazz. Yeah. It was straight in. Yeah, absolutely. Because before that, of course, let's not forget, she'd only made one start under DePau as well. It's just like, what is
like, it's, we obviously realised that because we watched the matches, but then when you read it, you're like, that's crazy.
Yeah, to have it in front of you in black and white, like, one start. Hello, Sophie, joining us from Bulgaria. Good evening. She ended up being the highest scorer on Fantasy WSL this week.
She was in my team.
And this is why. Yeah, that's the thing, because we all had Dree at the beginning of the season, didn't we? Emily, you stuck with her. And
it's mainly because I forget to do anything with my team.
Yeah, a couple of weeks in, I was like, oh, she's not going to get played. I'll take her out. I'll put someone else in. And you just think, that's why you stick with a player. that's why you do it. Yeah, Lindsay, could you believe it was a couple of minutes and Villa was scoring?
Well, I can, because I know the quality of the players that we've got. And I think that if you just believe in them, then they'll deliver. And what we saw was their national team form rather than their club form of the season so far. Yeah. So to see both Kenza and Dree play like that, it was just, I wasn't expecting it so soon, but I was like, no, I'll take it. And then when she got a second, I was like, come on, we want a third. And
even to have that belief is something brand new, isn't it? Like, go on, get another one. Because for weeks, our scoring boots just weren't on. We just, would lost them for some reason. But yeah, if this is, it just felt like our Villa again, didn't it? Like the one from our fantastic, when Rich got the golden boot that season, and you just felt like elated watching it. And like, we're all so happy now talking about it. Like, that was us. That was our team. We got the points.
It was so nice to like not be chasing the game as well, because we scored so early. To just like you say, enjoy watching it, because you're not like, every time, even when we have scored this season, we've always been chasing the game. Like, I think maybe only this when we played Spurs. That was probably the only time we went. I can't remember who scored first in that game, but it seems like every time we're either, I don't know, on the back foot, and this time it was just very pleasing to watch.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Most teams won't be expecting us to actually go in front. So the fact that we did, you could see West Ham were like, "Oh, this wasn't in the game plan. We didn't expect them to score. What's going on here?" And we've got. Did everyone hear the bloop? I don't know if anyone else did. We've got an Emma. Good evening. I say this. She's a black box. I've just seen her. Emma, where have you gone? Now, we don't. But you know what? We do have. We've got a Sophie. But why is Sophie a black box? Is this going to be a comedy of errors now with this? Anyone? Might be Sophie. So Sophie, of course, for those who don't know, is in Bulgaria, and she was like, right, hotel Wi-Fi. I'm going to get it working. I think the hotel Wi-Fi might be letting her down because I can see her frozen on my little screen. So Sophie, I'm just going to take you off. Give us a shout if you end up getting it right. Because I don't want to just leave you there like we did.
Emma says she's still backstage. Is she there again?
No. She's gone. But hey, welcome to the chaos. Welcome to the madness. This is Villa after all. I'll keep an eye on that little bubble and see how many numbers come up to see how many people are on the call. Now we've got 2. So that was after 4 minutes. And then Dree again. Emily, take us through that second one. Did you feel like it was coming? Because it was just before half time, wasn't it?
Yes. So I haven't made any notes this week.
I love that you've still got the notebook though.
I don't know why it's there.
It's
I guess I need to make notes today. So yes, I can't. It came from Noelle on the right, didn't it?
It did.
Right on the touchline. Yeah. Emma is back. Maybe.
I was going to say you can have a think if you like because she's here. Yay! Emma's back.
Hello.
Hello. I did try and add you before, and it just came up with a black box and said no. So you're back. Yay!
My internet had a breakdown. It disconnected me from 3 different networks. So,
I mean, that's quite impressive. That is very, very impressive indeed. But only you can bring that joy, Emma.
yeah.
And that's why we love you, and that's why we'll have you back each week because it brings the chaos. Emma, we were just talking about. So we just covered Dree's first goal in the first couple of minutes, kind of setting the tone for the match, and then we've just come on to Emily, who's now having a panic think about that second goal.
Yes. So it was the link up with Kenza, wasn't it?
Yes.
Kenza sort of played the ball, and Dree made the run. I'm not entirely sure what West Ham centre-backs were doing because they sort of both went one way, and Dree made the run to the right of, I think it was Zadorsky, which is a little bit ironic. And yeah, again, was sort of, that was even closer, wasn't it? That wasn't very far out and managed to poke it past the keeper. But yeah, I think that the best part about that goal was, like I said, the link up from, like the first goal was a sort of solo effort, winning the ball and then driving forward. But this was nice play at pace, going forward and like quick passing, which then obviously lets you break the lines and get in behind. But yeah, I just honestly, when she scored a second one, I was, we couldn't believe that it was not that we'd scored again, I think, but that Dree had scored again.
Yeah, it was like Dree's revenge tour. I know we also about like Beth Mead's revenge tour, but what it was Dree's, wasn't it? Just looking at the notes I made for last night. So it was Lucy Staniforth found Kenza, and then Kenza found Dree out on the right. Yeah, perfect, good. Now, of course,
we have appreciation for that ball from Kenza though, because that ball was just like absolute peach of a ball.
Yeah,
and like I said in the chat, didn't I? Like that's why you play number 10. Like we haven't had number 10 all season. You play number 10, and this is what happens. Like it's so worth it. So
it's the ball on a dime. Yeah,
it's just perfect. Sorry, I'll shut up.
No, do interject. Like that's please do. But no, you're absolutely right. It's like Ken's literally has a number 10 on her shirt. Like, she can't make it any clearer. Like, I'm should be here. Like, this is where you play me. Good evening to Becky, who's joining us in the chat. Good evening. Do get your thoughts in the chat, Becky, for whatever we're talking about. Please do jump in. But now, what we failed to mention, we went straight to Tree scored 2 and got a brace. West Ham did unfortunately score in the meantime, didn't they? So this one was in the 21st minute, of course. Katrina Gorry, as much as she was on the opposition, what a player Katrina Gorry is, just fighting right through to the end. It was a lovely cross, annoyingly, into the box. Found the head of Asay, again, who was rested midweek but came out fighting. Now, Lindsay, I'm going to come to you for this next bit because there were shouts for offside.
Yeah.
It looked offside on the one camera angle that we have. In the stadium, the Villa players were very much like offside, like, no, don't even try it. Lindsay, how was that for you and kind of the refereeing overall? I know you wanted to talk about.
So that actual goal, Maritz moved up, and I'm not sure if she moved too late and actually played her on, and that was why, because we couldn't tell from we're on the halfway line and we couldn't quite work it out if she was or she wasn't. But they're quite convinced that she was, but I'm not sure if Maritz just moved too late and played her on. But she moved forward as well, and she should have stayed where she was and challenged for the ball, and then potentially put her off. So it was kind of like whatever she, both ways, she's kind of made a mistake. Like, she should have played to the whistle, but it is what it is. But the refereeing, we've got a ref that come from Championship, so it's one of her first WSL games. She let the play flow, but there were a couple of times when play went ahead or it got pulled back and it wasn't a fair game. And I know it was more in our favour, and normally it goes against us. So it was quite a nice change to have that. But there were times when they got the ball and it's like they could have played the advantage, like when Jordan Nobbs grabbed Gorry and tried to wrestle her to the ground. And if they'd have had advantage played, then that would have been a lot better than the free kick. And it was like, you're not quite getting all the calls right, but it is better refereeing than we have had, where it's just been one-sided or just like they're watching a different game. So it was an interesting one. We're not quite there where we need to be yet, but it is getting better, and it's good to see the potential of what is coming up that will shape the future of the game in later this season or next season.
And that's the thing. It's these referees who are actually getting the opportunity to come through, which is the really good part, isn't it? The positive part, because we want more female referees in the game. But you're right, we need them to be at a certain standard, because, again, the reffing wasn't that bad, as you said. But in certain games, we've seen how the refereeing does actually really, really make a difference to the outcome. So we'll keep an eye on her, because I actually had a look. So I was like, I don't recognize that name, because she looked a bit like because she had her hair up in a bun, didn't she? So I thought it was, who did I think it was? What's her name? Baby brain's gone. Kirsty Dow.
No.
She have her hair up normally in a bun?
I don't know.
I think she does.
Yeah, see, Emma's on my side. There we go. So I thought it was her. And then when they're like, "Yep, I'm new to the WSL," I was like, maybe not. So apparently, like as Lindsay said, Championship ref coming up and doing things in the WSL. So one to watch for the future. But again, we just hope she gets her development and support to come through. Perfect. Well done. Emma, hello. I was going to ask you a question and it's gone out of my head. So, Emma, talk to me about the first half. We went in 2-1. Now, it's been quite a while since we've gone in at halftime up. Quite nice. As Emily said earlier, not chasing the game. So what did you make of the match, Emma, at that point, that first half? Impressed?
To be fair, yeah. When they equalised, when we first scored, we started doing some like weird fancy footwork at the back, and I was like, no, we're not going into this again, are we? Surely not. Like, surely the legacy's not carrying on. And then we conceded, and I was like, well, okay, maybe the legacy is carrying on because we've just conceded as well. But then we decided to, like, you know, pull our socks up, and I was quite impressed, to be fair, because the play was really good. The players were playing in their natural positions, which is the only thing that we've been hoping for, really. You know, I've been dreaming about it. But
yeah.
yeah. So I'd say the football was a lot better. Like, they looked more together as well, and more of a team. And they seem to, like, enjoy it rather than just be there like, oh, we're getting paid for this, let's just kick a ball about type thing. Like, they were all communicating, they were all enjoying it. You could really tell, like, the atmosphere reflected that as well. So yeah,
because that's what everyone said, didn't they, on the day? That atmosphere was just electric. Because watching it on the telly, it looked like there were so many empty seats. I don't know why different was in my head. Hey, baby brain has gone really well. So when, it kept panning round, but you could hear everyone singing, and I was like, if we're doing that and it's empty, imagine what that's going to be like when people are turning up, and we can fill those seats, we can open more bits of the stadium. Emily, because I know you were saying attendances are pretty much down across the board, aren't they? It's not just a Villa thing, because we have been on a bit of a rubbish streak.
It was like, I think when they finally released the attendance a couple of days ago, it was 2,494, I think. Which, I was very surprised by, because on the day, I thought, I messaged, like, people and said, oh, it's a good crowd here today. It felt like way more than that. But I think, like, for the Liverpool game, we had 3-1. For the Leicester game, we had 2-9. So it's like, it's less than both of those, but it felt, like you said, Emma, everyone was together. So
yeah,
I think, and obviously because we were, the whole vibe around everything had changed. I think everyone was more inclined to, even people that don't usually get involved in singing or chanting or you know, stuff like that, were more inclined to join in because everyone was on the same page. Yeah.
And Nick, who's joining us in the chat because she's still working on you, says she's just doing me in the comments instead of my beautiful face. Well, we do miss you, Nick. And I really hope you're going to put your thoughts in the box as well, because we need to know what you think of that lineup, because you missed the chat. Paul's showing me up now, saying we were 2-1 up versus Palace at half-time. Yes, of course we were. But he also says there were lots of empty seats, but the home support was clearly heard on the telly. Yeah, it was. And it gets to the point, like, when you go to matches and you know the different voices, you're like, oh, so yeah, I know that one. And of course, Nick, did she have anything to scream at the bench about?
I don't think. I remember screaming, like, when we made the subs. I'm not going to jump ahead, but when we made the subs, I remember saying, he's doing the right thing. Which was, yeah.
Oh, I love that. I am going to not embarrass her slightly, but tell a funny story. So Emily gets all the videos, and she's incredible to those who don't know. And she sends them through, and then I get to kind of relive it secondhand, and it's great. And in the background of one of the videos, there's a very loud Nick. And I don't know if you picked it up, Emily, but she kind of like grunts and goes, oh, I love this game. But it was right at the end, and it was a little snippet. And I was like, that's fantastic. I need to send it through. And Nick was like, no, that's not me. It's not me. I was like, it's you.
Honestly, I don't know anything that happens in those videos. I just play and then forget that I'm like, you can probably half the time it's just me drowning everything out, yelling incoherently.
Oh, your shouting is phenomenal. It's and Nick's really happy that I told that story. But hey, the emojis work this week. That's good. Rather than hand waving that we've had previously. Oh, yeah. So we went in 2-1, and you just thought, can we do it? can we do it? Because Lindsay, we've had so many times, haven't we, where maybe we've been a goal ahead or we've kind of been level with the opposition, and it gets like the last 10-15 minutes and it all kind of falls apart, doesn't it? So how confident were you with what you'd seen in that first half that we could get the 3 points and even score even more? How are you feeling at halftime?
Well, when they scored, it's the first game in a long time where I wasn't worried, and I wasn't like, oh, here we go, we're going to get absolutely bullied now. Like, I was like, no, we've got this. And it just felt really positive going forward. And it was like, we were talking about this, myself and Gary, at half time, and we were saying, Carla Ward was saying that where we've fallen down previously, it's been where we haven't got enough goals as a cushion, so we haven't been able to be comfortable and relax.
Yeah.
We just parked the buzz and brought the attack on, whereas we just kept going for it. And I think just the attitude of the players, and everybody was so happy, and the atmosphere just allowed us to drive on. It made us feel so positive, and it was like, no, we're going to win this. Like, there's no doubt we're going to win this. They're not going to scare us. And then when they did try to scare us, we were like, nah, that's nothing. Like, we're going to go and do a Kenzo and everything. And we could have scored more, so many more, if Rachel managed to get a stuff on target. Like, it could have quite easily been a lot more. So I think, no disrespect to West Ham or anything, it's just that we were clearly the better team on the day.
Yeah. It's mad to say that, though, because looking at the stats, and I mean, stats tell one story, don't they? And the actual match is actually another one. Looking at it, there's not much in it. And it didn't feel like that at all. So Villa had 15 shots, only 5 on target. West Ham had 13 shots, 5 on target. So hardly anything there. What was a bigger difference, Villa had 29 touches inside the box, which, rarely happens. West Ham only had 18. Villa had to make 4 goalkeeper saves. West Ham only had to make 2. Fouls were pretty much equal. And 8 corners. And again, Nick, Kenza was on screen to actually on screen. That's because on the pitch. If you just turned in for the first time, I do apologise. I've had a bit of a week. I would say I'm normally better than this, but no, we like to keep it quite light and quite fun. But yeah, so she was actually on the pitch to take these set pieces, which was phenomenal.
We very nearly scored from one as well, didn't we? Patsy's header got tipped over the bar.
Yes, just. Yeah, absolutely. And again, confidence from bye Emma. Confidence from again, international and doing things at international level as well. We've seen how Patsy has come on since getting those starting minutes and just being her incredible self. Now, Danny's in the chat. Good evening, Danny. He's referenced our cup game on Wednesday night and said the first thing he noticed on arrival at the Bescot was all the players smiling and warming up. So morale had definitely shifted. Yeah, and we're talking for a long time whether, DePau, whether he just needed more time, because I know a lot of us are very much, don't sack him after a few games. There hasn't been enough time to get it right. But you just felt there was something like the players weren't happy, the results weren't coming through. And at the end of the day, if something is causing that, then it has got to be changed. So fair play to Villa for saying, well, actually, I think the root of the cause is this. So let's shift and let's do it. Has Emma come back? Yes, she has. Emma, stop getting kicked off your network.
I don't know why it keeps kicking me off all 3.
It doesn't want you to have any Christmas fun. That's it. Oh, Gary's just put any more room. Yes, of course, Gary, jump on. The more the merrier. Paul. Oh, Paul's back. Thank you very much. Paul's just said, I thought the quality was leaps and bounds ahead of what I witnessed firsthand at the Emirates. Yes, completely like a different team, weren't they, compared to that match? Different class of opposition, I know, but still. Hey, but we said you can't sleep on West Ham, though, can you?
I feel like the game we saw at the Emirates was players like at the end of a long hard week, and this was like a new beginning.
Sorry, just to interrupt.
Oh,
Got a little Bubba.
hello. Oh, she's so cute.
It's tiny.
Is she still snoozing?
And sorry, I haven't poked you with tinsel. I'm so sorry. Now, I will also have to say, wonderful friends at the pod have sent some lovely Villa baby grows. We tried them on. She's too tiny for them at the minute. So, lots of growing room. So as soon as we can put the Villa baby grows on, then we can have them. But yeah, look how much hair she's got already. Hello. Oh, thank you.
Oh, she's so cute.
Is she as tall as you yet, Freya?
She's taller. Look. Yeah, you are. Right. There you go. Thank you.
She disappeared into the sparkly light.
Into the ether, into the snow. Thanks, Georgie. Yeah, just thought people would appreciate that. Just trying to show her off wherever possible now. How cute she is. So sorry, Emily. I'll be quiet now.
No, I think I don't remember what I was saying, but I think I'd finished. Whatever I was saying.
It's like babies. Babies took over. It's okay. Yeah, so Sophie's saying, yeah, Sophie was like, yeah, the Wi-Fi just, no, can't get in. However, we'll say Sophie's comment, and then we've got a Gary in the chat. So, chat backstage. So Sophie said, once the dressing room's gone and the fan base have gone, it's difficult for a manager to come back from. Yeah, because essentially, yes, it's sad for him to lose his job before Christmas, but that's kind of it. I don't think there was any love lost, was there, between the players?
It just sort of makes you think, like, for them to have actually acted on it, like you said, there must be something there. Something wasn't right. So.
And not just like a little thing, like quite a big thing. But shall we? Gary!
Yay.
I'm in.
Get in!
Hey,
Can you see us? Can you hear us?
I could already hear you. Now I can see you.
Yay! There we go.
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to make sense of what Sophie was saying. I think she's... Yeah, don't worry.
We apricot. Sorry. Sophie, what? We appreciate the baby here. Yes, good. We've got Kate in the chat. Good evening to Kate. Has to be first for a football blog. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we're always reaching new boundaries on the football podcast. What else can we have? Lindsay's got a cat. I've got a baby. Let's just keep bringing different children and animals.
I think I've got a cactus somewhere.
Cactus, perfect.
I'll bring a dog on in the new year or two.
Perfect. Storm did make an appearance last night. And it's great. It's all good. So Gary, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Perfect. There we go, because the audio and the video aren't syncing up, but as long as you can hear us, that's all good. Yeah, Paul's also put in the chat, it was inevitable. His post-match comments was starting to distance himself from the team and responsibility for the performance. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about for weeks, haven't we? Not taking that responsibility. A bit like Gary O'Neill, and both met the same end results. They're P45.
I think that was sort of maybe like a turning point for when I sort of started to think, like at the beginning of the season, I was, like you said, he needs more time, willing to give him a chance, etc. And then after we played, it was the Liverpool match, wasn't it, where we changed formation first half, didn't work. Taylor Hines scored those goals, and then it just it was the post match after that there wasn't any sort of acknowledgement that, hey, I've tried something here and it hasn't worked. Yeah, it was all on they didn't perform how I asked them to, sort of thing.
Yeah, like it's their fault. It's not my tactic.
Yeah.
Now we're just going to do magic spell. Hang on. Robert to power.
Hey! It's his number one fan.
And it worked.
Oh, no.
Welcome, Nick. Welcome to the party. How you doing?
For a bit. Oh, yeah, I'm here.
You got your work done?
No. But I'm getting bullied, so
And we appreciate you for every moment that you're with us.
you.
Yeah, Nick. We've got to ask you then, Nick, about the lineup. We did discuss it briefly earlier. Did you jump for joy?
99%.
Oh, okay.
We had Cup Striker on the wing instead of Hansen. Other than that, it was all right.
You know, you've never mentioned that before.
No.
No, you're quite quiet and subtle about it.
As I am about everything.
We said though, do you reckon that was because obviously Kirsty Hansen had that disappointment with Scotland, and then it just felt like she needed that break. So do you reckon that was part of it?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I would be a Kirsty Hansen fan, but it would also have been really, really harsh to drop Salmon after scoring 3 goals in 2 games and helping us get to where we are in the last couple of weeks. You know, she kind of earned her place. Maybe I agree she's not a winger, but
Yeah.
she played on the wing and scored 2 goals. You know, so bit harsh if we had dropped her.
I agree. To be
That's the thing now. If we're going back to playing people in their positions, like in that number 9 position, we've sort of there's so many players for that role. Like you've got
But you're
Rach,
not
Gabby, Ebony, and Georgia.
strong.
Oh, hello, Emma. You okay?
She's definitely froze again.
Yes, she has. Emma, I'm just going to take you out until your camera comes back, love. All right. There we go. I'll keep an eye on her. Is she? Oh, she's moving again. Right. Emma, are you there? Emma. Yes. Can you hear us? Emma. It's like shouting into the void. Right. We'll take her off again. Yes, but you aren't. It's a live podcast, everyone. Live podcast.
And you're not responding.
So has she? Oh, she's laughing. Right. Hang on.
It's those
Emma.
naughty elves.
Emma, send the pigeon. Are you there?
I am.
Hey, there we go.
For the moment, anyway.
Yeah. For the next 2 minutes. Right, what are we talking about? Yeah. So, yeah. What were we talking about?
I don't know. Ebony.
Ebony. So about Ebony. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, Emma, you were trying to say something and it was coming through like you were underwater. Do you want to?
I think I was saying that I agreed with Gary about the fact that, like, you know, she has proved her point and she has kind of earned her place. But then whatever Gary said after that, I didn't hear. So I have no idea.
You agree with this first half? Yeah, Gary, was there a second half to that?
The second half was just she's still not a winger, but it still would have been harsh to drop her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to agree.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I think it's
Yeah.
that sort of highlighted like the difference. I thought she had a really good game Wednesday, and then not so much on Sunday. And I think that's sort of highlights, like you're saying, that's not her natural, that's not her best position.
Or that she's better in the cup.
Yeah. So, Nick, would you just be happy if we just rolled her out for cup games?
No, I do think she does need to be developed for league games. I just don't think she's quite a starter unless there's people with injuries. Like she needs minutes in the league. She's a youngster. She needs to grow. She's a good striker. She just needs to learn to cross a little bit more and let go of the selfish play.
Yeah, and again, she's only young, isn't she? She's only out. You know, she's like 20,
21,
22, maybe. I think I was looking earlier. Yeah, so still a long way to go. With that development, but yeah. So if we can get her on, get her developed, get rid of those bad habits, maybe with Sean Gorter in now as like an attacking specialist, then maybe that development will come quicker.
It's the same problems as before she went to America. It's the same playing problems. So she just needs to develop on those and work on those, and then she'll be all right, because she's got the potential. It's just about getting it there, and she's not getting the minutes to develop. Whether she needs to go out on loan or not, I don't know. But she's making the same mistakes that she was making when we had her before.
She's got the pace, she's got the physicality, like she's got everything there, hasn't she?
Yeah.
She's got the skill. It's just been able to make the most of it, and that'll come with time, won't it? So yeah, watch this space. If Sean Gort is watching, good evening, and that's our recommendation.
Yeah, if you could.
Ebony.
I think as well, like quite a lot of our play was going up the right hand side anyway, but also she was playing ahead of Paola, who's quite attacking minded anyway. So there's not so much. What's Sophie saying?
If we 22, yes, yeah, she is 22. Can we just talk about Paola for a second though? She is turning into Lucy Bronze. Like, she was higher than Ebony at some point.
The same in the Arsenal game as well. She was so high up, even like ahead of Kirsty.
And it's great. We want that progressive, mindset. But then when West Ham were winning the ball back in midfield, she'd then have to do. We've talked about how great her run is before, but she then has to put her head down, like really, really go for it to try and get back. It's like if you were just a little bit further back.
I remember watching the game back there. There was one point where I can't remember who the player was, but I was like, just run faster, just run slightly faster.
Yeah. please do
Sarah's starting to do similar up the right. I've noticed she's really getting up into the top third as well now.
Which again, you don't mind if there's cover, like. But for a lot of that game, it felt like it was just Patsy at the back when they were pushing.
Notice how deep Lucy was sitting though.
I was going to say, because when they push up at the sides, quite often Lucy drops back.
Lucy spent more time between our centre backs than anything, because we seemed to be up the wings most of the game, and it was like three at the back, and hopefully our two fullbacks would get back quickly enough. But like, they are both fast, just sometimes are they fast enough.
And that's the thing, and you think if that's the case against West Ham, you don't want to be caught out against Chelsea, against City, like with like those who have got the really zippy players. So yeah, I mean, it worked for us in the end. Just hope there's another plan for when we face other teams. Now, so it was 1-1, and West Ham nearly took the lead, didn't they, after the 35th minute? But luckily, given as offside, thank God. That one was less clear. But clearly, the Lino saw that, and it remained 1-1 until, of course, Dree got her second.
Was that?
Oh yeah, go on.
Was that the free kick that Maritz got the yellow for? I can't remember. I remember watching it at the time, thinking that's never a yellow card, but I can't remember if that was.
Yeah, because that was the one the commentator got mixed up with who got the yellow. And it was a very confusing time.
Yeah, it was. Yes. I remember because later on in the second half, sort of Maritz it was all getting a little bit feisty. That's the second game in a row, actually. I think we made that
Maritz
Monday.
Feisty with Maritz, never. I have missed Noelle being on the pitch. Just phenomenal. Emma, Sophie's taking your autocorrect crown.
It's just not on, to be fair. Like,
do we need 3 cabs? I don't think so.
Depends how many you want.
Oh, bless her. Yeah, so I think what Sophie was trying to say, do we need 3 centre-backs? No. And no, Sophie, sorry. Do we need 3 centre-backs? Is what I can take from that message. Yeah, so we thank you for your contribution, Sophie. That's
we don't know what you're trying to say, but we thank you.
No, but thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and we appreciate you always. Now, so we talked about Dree. We need to talk about Kenza just again, we need to wax lyrical about her. Would anyone like to have their moment for Kenza?
It was nice seeing number 10 playing at number 10.
Everyone at once. Hello, right. Gary, do you want to start that again? Was that a number 10 playing as a number 10?
Yeah, I said it was nice seeing a number 10 playing at number 10.
Yes. And that's the thing. It's what we've been waiting for. And when I was writing it all down, just the fact that the commentator could actually say, and it's Dali through to Daly, and you're just like,
yeah.
And out to Leon on the side. Yes, good. Yeah.
It's even hearing her talk about her goal, where she was saying, she was waiting on Gabby slipping the defender. But instead, Gabby put the defender away. So, and whenever you see the defender go out of the way, I'm glad she took a shot. It's after the sort of the season that she's had so far, spending most of it on the bench and maybe getting 10 minutes here or 20 minutes there. And it's like, for a player her standard, at this stage of her career, you don't do that to her.
No, exactly. Especially when she's got that skill to actually be on the pitch. And to keep going and keep pushing. Yeah, 100%. Who else was trying to talk there? Nick, was that you?
No, I said don't all rush at once because no one was talking.
Oh, and then everyone did because we love a lag from the internet. So Kenza makes it 3-1, of course. In the, hang on, I do have it. Wait. 83rd minute, of course. Can we just take a minute for Miri for actually...
That free kick.
Oh, yeah.
For winning that foul.
Clever.
And being able to take it so quickly and just doing it. Miri, just for Miri to get more minutes, please. Because she's, I think, definitely impact player. She's great. But it's just great to see her doing well and building on that momentum and being that physical player that we do need.
Because she took that free I can't say that.
Free kick?
She took it quickly. The free kick. Quick. Yeah. I think for some reason Gori ran the other side of where they were. So there was just all this space up to Kenza and I was really pleased that they had the I guess it comes back to that sort of like Sean Gota said about being calm on the ball but also knowing when to go for it. Rather than just playing it safe, keeping possession or whatever, you're actively looking for that attacking option. That's because so often we've seen there's been an attacking option open and they've chosen to play it backwards again. And it's just nice to see them take the attacking option instead.
Yeah, to have that confidence and to be able to, like Kenza said, just say, I was looking for Gabby, but she wasn't there, so I just decided to take a shot. And it's like, yes, good. Instead of us all shout and shoot, she was able to do it.
And their celebrations after all 3 goals, you could just see how much it meant that they were actually back to doing what they do best.
Yeah, and it just felt like they were so happy and so happy for each other and for just, it felt natural for a change that they could all come together and it was just, we felt a calmness almost that we were in safe hands. They knew what they were doing. They knew what the ultimate goal was, being goals, and it worked. It really, really worked. I thought it was quite nice in his post match as well. He was complimenting the players. Of course, it was easy to, but the fact that he did it and was took the time to compliment each goal as well. It wasn't just a flippant, they were amazing, whatever. He talks about this positive calming influence, called the fans brilliant as well. And of course, we've talked about the atmosphere within the stadium too. Go on.
I was going to say that was a really noticeable difference. I realised, obviously, DePaul must have realised for the last few weeks that he's not been the favourite person amongst the fans. Because at the beginning of the season, there was a lot of fan interaction. Or from at the beginning and end of games. And it's just completely dwindled. I think at the Emirates game, he didn't even come over to the corner with the players, at the end to...
Oh.
Whereas, and then it's just such a difference to Sean Goater on Sunday, which I think even during the game, I think there was, Sean, give us a wave sort of thing, and he turns around during the game and like does a little. It was just really nice to
taken
see.
with the Elf as well from the Aston Inn.
Yeah, he was happy to sort of get involved.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, so where did the elf come from all those pictures? Because I just saw loads of elf pictures. Also from the actual Aston Inn.
Yeah, so
I know
the
Eddie had
Aston
it.
Inn have had this elf, and like the set of the men's game, and there's even photos of it where the police called around, during the game, the way they're sort of stewarding everything outside. So there's even like policemen and things like that posing with it. It's like they've made it a lot of fun.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. I just love that all the players kind of got on board, and Sean himself, didn't he? And just that's what's been missing. Just that fun and that want to kind of be silly with it and have some fun with it. Now, did we come to the conclusion that Rachel Daly was ill and that was why she got subbed? Kind of, because it was off the ball, it was off camera. We don't know.
Yeah, she wasn't like limping or anything when she came off. She went straight down the touchline.
Yeah.
She forgot to give the captain's armband to anyone, so had to like chuck it back on the pitch.
Someone
We were like, the armband, come back.
Jordan needs the armband.
But I do think it has just been illness. Obviously, if there was anything serious, she wouldn't be currently filling her Instagram with photos in New York,
No.
Yeah. End of season, 80 minutes. I'm done, lads. I'm off.
I have a flight to catch.
Yeah.
I'll see you later. See you
I
in the new
think
year.
we had seen Gabby warming up already, and I think maybe she hadn't started at sort of 100%, but was just seeing like how long she could go, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, and hey, Gabby came on and took away the defender for Kenza. So really,
I thought
Wow,
Gabby's hold-up play was a lot better on Sunday as well.
yeah.
Gabs has been growing with confidence, though.
Mm.
Whenever she first came in, we've seen the frustrations. She was flapping anytime somebody kicked her, or if she didn't win the ball first time, she'd stop chasing. Now she's just getting stuck in.
There was once, wasn't there, on Sunday when I think she got fouled on the edge of the box and the ref didn't call it. But I can't remember who it was at that point. Maybe Kirsty had regained possession, and we were like, "No, get up, get up!"
Oh, yeah, maybe like she needs to get up faster. That's the only thing. She's just like, just no.
But it's hoping Paulo maybe starts to rub off on her a bit, because she's up for a fight. Like, right, come on, Gabby, this is just what we do. Kick them back.
Exactly. You've got to play rough to be in this league.
I think that's what I like about Ebony, though. She's not afraid to get stuck in. She still has a lot to learn, but she's not afraid to get stuck in. But I do think we're probably going to see Georgia going out on loan, because what's in front of her at the minute, she's not going to get game time, and that's not going to help her development at all.
No, and that's what we said when they brought in Gabby in the summer. We were like, it's great to have options up front. Are we just going to play 11 forwards? So what's going on? So yeah, I think, like you said, looking who's ahead of her, it's going to be cup games. But if we're out of all the cups, then is she going to get? Is she actually
going to Wembley? Don't you know?
Go to Wembley?
Yeah,
just on a day trip.
You're not Villa.
Yeah, us. We can go to Wembley. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be the best for her, won't it, to go, and develop, and hopefully we do get her back rather than lose another young talent.
Yes, like that's even that. I heard people mentioning the Rangers manager as a potential target for Aston Villa, and I'm like, if we're going there, could you send back Liv as well, please?
Yeah. Yeah, write that into the contract. Bring. Oh, I love that. So we finished 3-1. Still can't believe it. There was a moment where I will just say, I know I've talked about Gori being brilliant, but Parvi as well. She was everywhere. She was a constant threat. And how it was her shot, wasn't it, that nearly went in? And I don't know how it didn't go in. Did it come off Sabs' ankle or something? Like she'd got just no idea. Lindsay,
It was put just wide.
Was it
But
just
if,
wide?
if
No
it was on
contact?
target, Sab's leg would have got it.
Yeah, I think Sabs had like maybe put her off enough by coming out.
I'm so glad we've got Sabs. I know we say it all the time, but
She made a really good got down to make the stop for, I think it was a Katrina Gori shot. She got down and held it on the line because it had come through quite a few players, I think. So it's nice to have a keeper that you feel you can depend on, like when the game is tight at 2-1.
Yeah, you're not worried that it's ultimately going to be the goalkeeper to let you down. Yeah. Just looking at, I don't know if anyone's seen a BBC Sport recently, but they've redone their match stats and they're actually like advanced ones now.
Yeah.
And actually, the goalkeeper is part of it. 3 diving saves. 4 saves altogether. 2 shots from inside the box, 2 from outside. And yeah, that's all the interesting ones. But 3 diving saves. So we know Sabs isn't afraid to get stuck in.
I find that she's also she's constantly communicating, but also because she comes quite high up, but she's always reading the play so she can get back in time. I don't know, I find that really interesting. I hadn't really paid much attention maybe in previous seasons perhaps, but once you've noticed it this year, it's really interesting to watch how she reads what's about to happen or could happen, and then drops back, and then I just think she's got a really good reading of the game. It's funny because obviously she played for so long abroad. You forget that she's actually got all that experience.
I think it's the abroad that's probably helped. Whenever you consider the way the men's games went, a lot of goalkeepers almost sort of became like a sweeper. When Manuel Neuer was doing this like 10 years ago for Germany and stuff like that, that sort of became what people were expecting. And Sabs has almost sort of got that. She is almost like a bit of a sweeper for us at the back. She's not afraid to come out and, hit the attacker outside the box if she needs to. She's done it. She's definitely up for the fight. And, with the injury that happened the Anna Lake, we all love her. But to have someone like Sabs to back her up has been an absolute fucking godsend.
Even better, we got her for free as well.
Yeah. I know, letting her go for a free. What a silly decision, but great for us. Sophie's put there, I think Georgia Mutter can still play for the under-21s, but a loan spell might help her development. Yeah, perfect. So again, you never know what's going to happen in the window, but we are going to talk about it a bit later on. Now, that was all of the key points. The only other things I was going to say was it was Ebony's 50th Villa appearance at the weekend. And shout out, of course, to Jordan Nobbs, who got her 200th WSL appearance at the weekend as well. I don't know about you guys, but I was really hoping for a volley to celebrate that 200th appearance, and she came so close. So close to doing it. Is there anything else from the match that anyone would like to talk about before we move on?
I was just no, you go, Nick. What?
The genius substitution at the end.
Oh yeah.
Go on, Nick. Come on.
I think when me and Em saw Maz warming up, we kind of had like a bit of a debate, like, what's he going to do? And I said I want him to take Leon off and go to a back 5. And then he did. I was like, yes! I was like, you're holding the lead. You made a tactical decision. It was just glorious.
Actually, when Maz came on, did anybody see where she actually got a chance and went quite close to scoring as well? Could you imagine if Maz had scored?
Yeah.
those three would have just took a selfie and sent it to Robert at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Look what you've been missing. Yeah.
That was
Although
That
all
was
seriously,
The
no
social
longer-
media would have done that, though, wouldn't they?
yeah.
That would have been a bit of a statement.
Because it was
Some
just
massive
like when Kenza scored, and just after she scored, we could see Maz was like about to come on, talking to with the little flip chart thing that they have,
Yes.
talking tactics and stuff. And we were like, this day cannot get any better. Like,
It
Yeah,
was close. It was really close.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Maz's first minutes of the league, which is mad, absolutely mad. So she's officially on for breath with 3 minutes. 3 minutes to win him. Do you think we're going to talk about the window now? Do you think Maz will stay? She's more likely to stay now that there's been that change in leadership.
definitely more
Yeah.
likely to.
I hope so.
Yeah. More likely. Good.
I think Maz is going to stay because she knows she's going to get more game time now. And
Yeah.
that's sort of, I think this has been one of the things, although she hasn't came outright and said anything, a lot of the things she's sharing on her own social media. Since Robert gone, there's a lot of her saying this is God's plan,
Mhm.
you know, and I think it's just her sort of polite way of telling Robert, you were a problem. Bye, I'm here to stay. And, you know, she's not afraid to fight for her place. Maz has always been a fighter. I know she's up against Paulo, but, you know, there's plenty of room for everybody. You know, it is a squad game, and we're going to have to give people rests and cups and everything else. And, you know, having those two, I don't mind which of them starts. You know, I would have faith in either of them. And I think that's only going to grow whenever those two are working against each other. Obviously, Maz also spent time in the left wing and a game during the pre-season, I think it was. So, you know, Maz isn't even afraid to push up herself. And
Yeah.
you can almost picture those two bouncing off each other because they are both so attacking. It would not surprise me when we see a game of both of them on the pitch.
Yeah, that'd be good. I think for everyone, just this change has been a breath of fresh air, and you can just see it all over, can't you? And hopefully, you know, we've actually got a depth now. We've actually got someone who wants to use that depth and makes the right subs and makes the right choices. So hopefully, it's onwards and upwards from here. Any more?
Yeah, just on that Jordan Nobbs 200th appearance. I at the end in the huddle, I just thought it was really nice. They sort of, you know, I think it was Kenza sort of pushed her into the middle and made a bit of a thing about it, which it was really nice to see how, like, they're celebrating each other. Do you know what I mean? Rather than their own individual successes, they're celebrating each other's successes.
Yeah, feeling more like that family that we kind of know them to be. Yeah, 100%.
Also, I know she hasn't played hardly at all this season, but I think that's the best game I've seen Drew play in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, even probably the best defensively I've seen her play as well. There were quite a few times where, like we were saying, she was doing quite a lot of overlap and Sarah was pushing forward. There were a couple of times, you know, where she was down in the corner recovering the ball and then playing it back up the pitch and stuff like that, which is an aspect that you don't always see in a game. But
again, the fact she's got the confidence to do that and that hunger to get the ball back and to really go for it. And yeah, again, revenge tour, it's going to happen. It is already happening, and long may it continue.
She almost had the hat trick, didn't she? She did have another shot that I think the keeper saved, and it ended up over it with Kirsty on the far side. But yeah,
imagine if it was a hat trick though. Second ever start under DePau. Well, in the season so far.
So, what's your mouth out?
Oh, what was that, Gary?
What's your mouth out? It's the second start on the DePau. It's their second start on the Gooder.
Well, it's been a long week. Okay. Second league start. I'll just end it there. Yeah.
Well, we'll blame baby brain.
100%.
we were talking earlier about Ebony being young, and I know Sophie had made the point previously about how old the starting lineup was.
Yes.
But I think maybe Nick or someone mentioned earlier about international form. I can't remember who made that point, but even though you have like players like Kenza and Dree who are over 30, they're playing some of the best football that they've played. Like they're in form currently. Like you look at Dree is Canada's highest scorer this year, scored 10 goals. So just because they're some of the older members of the squad, I don't think that necessarily means you need to use them less. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing.
She'll go until she's like in a wheelchair, probably.
Oh yeah, Lucy Bronze will have a Zimmer frame.
Age
and
isn't a thing.
We'll be using the Zimmer frame to play. And that's the thing. If you are still top of your game, does it matter really? I know it's something to be cautious of because injuries take longer to heal from and that kind of thing. But really, if you're looking after yourself, and again the squad is used, and we're not relying on those players to be our start 11, then I think it's all good. But we're going to talk about our wish list, so we won't get too far into that. And that game, of course, sees Villa move into seventh. Seventh, I tell you, with 9 points. There are 3 of us currently on 9 points, but we won't talk about that. But it is so tight between the bottom teams. I want to say it in a nicer way, but it is. If we look at the table, which I would share my screen, but I'm very cautious. I don't want because Emily, you saw how laggy it was, didn't you, when you did it last week? So I won't do it. But essentially, you've got Chelsea to Man United. There's 7 points between them. Then there's Brighton on 17, Spurs on 11. Then it drops to Villa on 9, Liverpool on 9, Everton on 9, West Ham on 8, Leicester on 6, Palace on 5. So between those 5 teams, there are 4 points.
Yeah.
And I got the maths right. So we cannot be dropping points.
At least
we're going to say
2 wins clear of Palace now. So,
because Palace being on 5. It's just, I mean, the thing, it's not as tight as the Championship where there's literally like 2 points between the first 8 teams, but it's going to be a case now of we've got our form, we need to keep it and just take points off people, because any further losses, you just don't know where we're going to end.
It's such a weird one because going into that weekend, you looked at the other games and you thought, oh, well, they'll beat them and they'll beat them. That'll be fine, you know. As long as we can do something from our game, everyone else is going to drop points. Nope.
No.
Never mind.
That was a weird.
Everton went. Hang on. Everton winning against City. I mean, who would have written that in the stars? But of course, it just makes us laugh because Chelsea and City, their fans are like, oh, but we've got so many injuries. It's like, I'm sorry. Have you met Villa or Everton or Liverpool? They are injuries. But yeah, no, what a week for WSL drama. And we're completely here for it. Now, before we get on to our Christmas wish list and favourite moments of the year, we just wanted to say it was announced today that Missy Bourkearns has undergone planned surgery on her ankle. So we wish her a speedy recovery, of course. And they're saying she should be back mid-January. So beginning of, mid-January. We don't start back till, is it the 17th?
Yeah, 17th. First match.
Yeah.
We got a cup game on the 12th.
FA Cup before.
I keep forgetting we're still in the cup. That's quite exciting. Not the Subway Cup, though. Have we all seen it's going to be the Subway Cup now?
Yep.
Not as iconic as the Conti Cup, but never mind. Just all of the jokes that we could make, but we won't.
I would never do such things.
No, you're completely serious, Gary. You're never one to crack a smile.
No. You know what, Bob, whenever Nick's telling me to behave?
Yeah.
And that tells us everything. So yeah, we've got cup games. Yeah, it's the 12th, isn't it? The cup games start, and then WSL starts the week after. Perfect. So yeah, we may see her back for them. If not, probably end of Jan, just to make sure she's okay. Now then, what we'll do first is our Christmas wish list. So we put this out on social media, we put this out amongst the group, and we kind of said, look, if we were writing a letter to Santa on behalf of Villa, what would we request for the future in general, or for the January transfer window? Now, Sophie in the chat, Sophie did pass hers over because she thought she was going to miss it tonight. Now, so Sophie's was younger players, but not just to whack some younger players in, but in order to embed them into the starting 11. So going on from what we said earlier, her ankle's in her foot, Sophie. I was positive I read ankle, but I'll take your word for it. That says foot. That's absolutely fine. She's had an operation on somewhere on the lower half of her body, and she'll be back in mid-January. Okay, that's
so that's not Sophie talking about Subway now.
what, a foot long rather than a foot. Oh dear, this is descending around. Now, yeah. So what we were saying, so younger players to embed in the starting 11 with the idea that they're there to almost not take over, but they're there as a backup to give some more depth. So we're not relying on the older players as much was the key. So to prepare for the future, essentially, because we've got very much players who are between 27 and 33. I know Rich Corsi's up on the higher end as well. But then we've got the youngsters, and it's hard to get that 24 to 27 age range, because obviously a lot of players in their prime, quite expensive, that kind of thing. So would we agree with that possibly?
Yeah, I think we definitely need more players that are. I don't know. I'd quite like to see us bring in some players that don't need developing. Do you know what I mean? That are just sort of
the ground running.
Play. Yeah.
Yeah, because 6 out of our starting 11 from the weekend were 32 and above. So 6. But again, like we said, age doesn't reflect form, but something to be aware of for the future. So that was Sophie's. Has anyone else got anything for Santa's wish list?
Centre back.
Yeah,
Centre back was the one.
I mean, maybe a youngster who could be a centre back for the future, and then also a current centre back, because if somebody else gets injured, we're in a bit of a pickle.
That's a good one. Have you got anyone in mind?
No.
How
Well, we did. We said before, didn't we, about maybe Hayley Ladd, defensive player, maybe.
Yes,
It's going to be looking for minutes somewhere.
If we're going for a wish list, I know this is currently injured, but I'm a big fan of Alex Greenwood.
Yeah.
I mean,
could you imagine if we could get that deal?
Yeah, could you imagine? Well, we're looking at a wish list.
That's true.
If Santa's being nice, I would like a fully fit Alex Greenwood, because that is a player that you definitely don't need to develop, and just in and around the age range that Sophie would ideally like to see us signing.
Perfect. Yeah.
Do you know who I would like as a centre back?
Go on, Nick. Who?
Megan Campbell. I would love that throw in on our side.
Yeah. What a shout. reckon should come back up to Birmingham and wanna play.
Probably not, no, but I don't know when it comes up. I just
But hey, like we said, it's a wish list.
wish list.
Right, Megan Campbell. There we go. Perfect.
I wonder if we might see anyone from the NWSL come over. Not just to us, to anyone, because they're
Well,
obviously out of season at the moment.
Chelsea want Germa, don't they? Yeah, because they won, what was it, 800,000 euros, pounds for the group stages, and they were like, "Oh, we know who we're going to buy."
Yeah.
Might be nice.
I mean, Chelsea don't need any more centre backs, though, do they?
Chelsea
Well, I
don't
suppose
need any
Buchanan's
more.
out injured.
they just collect players so no one else can have them.
Yeah. It's a bit like Monopoly when you're just collecting all the property and just be like, haha, no one else can move. It's
But yeah, there's quite a lot of shuffling happening at the moment in the NWSL, so
that's true.
maybe some of them can shuffle on over this way.
We'll put out the I was going to say the bat signal, but that would be for Gotham, wouldn't it?
And then Sophie would turn up.
And then Sophie and her love of bats for those.
Another good shout.
Oh, good
Now,
shout,
Oh,
Sophie.
Lottie Robin Moy.
Oh, Lottie. Yeah,
our friend Lottie,
a bit of Lottie.
that commentator. Yeah, well, Moy isn't getting many minutes right now. True.
Young.
Played with
She's
Patsy.
Arsenal through and through, isn't she? But then so was Missy Bow-Kearns, Liverpool.
Yeah,
But that'd be a mouthful to say. Ex-Arsenal player Lotte Robin Moy. Too many syllables.
I suppose was it in the last international window? Did Serena say something about her not being in her plans currently? Was that about her or not?
That
I feel
rings a
like I've
bell.
heard that.
Because
wanna
if she
say
she is wanting to, to get back into the England setup, that's the word,
Hey, I
and
remember
and fight for a starting position, especially now that
Yeah, she only
Greenwood's
got in because
out. You'd think she
Can't
needs
hurt,
to
can it?
Yeah, he went out.
Yeah. And that's the thing, if she wants to kind of showcase herself like Jordan did, get yourself a move and get yourself some minutes, 100%. Danny's put in the chat, thank you very much. Before the season started, I was hoping we might sign Ashley Weirden. Yeah, she's good for Palace. I expect Palace to go back down, and she's too good for the Championship. Ooh, I don't think Palace are going to go down, I've got a sneaking suspicion. But yeah, you're right. She is too good for the Championship. So, Danny, maybe we'll keep an eye on that one.
So I
go
would
on.
have liked before the season, but obviously it's not going to happen now. Zadorsky as extra cover at centre back, not as starting, because I think our best combo when Lucy Parker's fit is obviously going to be Patton and Parker.
Yeah.
But as like extra experience cover at that position.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she went to West Ham.
Wrong claret and blue. Wrong way. Just wrong one. Has anyone else got anyone on their wish list or any thoughts?
I'd like Gabby to find her shooting boots and get like properly adjusted to the WSL. I can know she needs time and everything, but I just want it to happen like quicker because I'm getting impatient.
A centre of gravity would be nice as well.
It's because she keeps throwing them at people. That's what it is.
Yeah.
If she just keeps on her feet, then she'll be unstoppable. But no, you're right. I think if we see Gabby, how she was performing for Brazil and how she was performing in Spain, it's going to be magic when it happens. And again, it's time, isn't it? That unfortunately in a league this short, it's really, really time sensitive, isn't it? Yeah.
I was going to say maybe someone in midfield because obviously Jordan and Lucy Stan I think are key to everything we try and do.
Yes.
But I've just remembered that we'll hopefully be getting Jill Byings back at some point.
Yes.
Not too soon. Not too soon. Not too far away.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because she was back in training, I believe. I think that's the latest update. So hopefully get her back in.
I think Jill's been back training the last couple of weeks, so hopefully come January we can actually see her on the pitch. Obviously, Mary's what 24, 25, so she's sort of the right age range as well. But is Missy Bo the one to be beside her and stuff like that? It's we do have the youth there, but then there's nobody else to back it up.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it, though? Because obviously Robert brought in his players that he was prioritising. And then, of course, at the weekend, Chastity didn't play, did she? Didn't come on. So, again, maybe it's that change of personnel and change of actually who do we need and what positions and who are we going to go with going forward. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see who Gorta goes with.
I do think on the Chastity front, I do think, like we've said before, that she's played more frequently as a wing back, and she's got that defensive aspect to her game. So I think she's a great player, but maybe we can field a lineup that's more tactically suited to like how we're trying to play against certain teams. So if we're trying to play a more defensive game, then that's who you start.
Yeah.
Rather than like DePau just seemed to be sort of doing the same thing regardless of how we were expecting other teams to come at us.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Has anyone got any other thoughts before we move on? Any more wishes? I have to say, I was going through players who aren't getting any minutes in like any league. I was just making a list, send it to Emily. Can we use this person? Can we use that person? So maybe we'll get some internationals through as well.
Do we think that it's going to be Sean making those decisions about who's coming in and who we're looking for? Like, or are we going to see somebody new for January?
That's a good question because who is there really? Is always.
I'd quite like to see him stay on.
Yeah, doing a good job. Same with Renee Sleggers. Like, she's doing a fantastic job as interim. So it's just putting your faith in the right people, isn't it? And hoping that the club kind of
I was saying to someone on Sunday, I can't remember if it was you, Nick, or somebody else, that I like that they're more of the sort of head coach role rather than a manager. So they're sort of getting involved in the training and the warm-up and everything still, rather than that removed, stood on the touchline in a suit, sort of.
Yes.
Yeah, you did say, we said that.
Like both, like with Sean Gota and Renee Sleggers, they're doing, obviously because they've come from that assistant role, but they've carried that through to this interim position and they're still doing that. I feel like that just is helping the team be a team.
Yeah, actually someone who's going to be out with them, showing them what to do, kind of really getting involved and getting invested. Yeah, absolutely. Danny's just put there in the chat, he's got high hopes for Buyings. Been watching her for a while, being half Dutch. I support the Netherlands. Never mind. We'll still have you, Danny, in the chat. But yeah, because Jill got her first minutes for the Netherlands in the summer, didn't she? So again, more internationals coming through with that experience. Perfect. Right. Now, the last thing before I have a little quiz for us all.
Oh, God.
Some of them are multiple choice, so don't worry. It'll be okay. We asked people for their favourite moments of the year. So if you haven't had a chance to think yet, Emily was quite wonderful and did ask out on social media. So what I'll do, I'll let you have a think. So favourite moment, of course, it could be a win. It could be something chaotic, as it probably should be, or just the most memorable that you can think of. So what we'll do while you just have a think, we'll get the ones that we got from social media. So again, if you're following us, thank you very much. And involved, we absolutely love it. Well, it's too popular. I'm getting too many notifications. Okay. DB90 on Twitter said, beating Brighton on penalties in the League Cup with Van Domselaar saving everything. Yeah, remember when we had Van Domselaar? They also managed to get their Derby shirts after the game as well. So favourite. These were for the whole of 2024, by the way, not just this season. So the whole of 2020. Jonathan put me, honestly, the most recent one. It's been a funny year, though. Hard to believe the whole Moritz Cup tide thing was still 2024, and it's been a seesaw since then. Seen some great goals and individual performances along the way, though, despite full-time results. And yeah, I think that kind of sums it up, doesn't it? A roller coaster of a year. Lauren, thank you very much. She's put the 3-2 versus Palace. Can't beat a last-minute screamer right when we needed a massive result. Game changer, season saver, year maker.
And it was raining, so it was good atmosphere.
Yeah. The opposite of pathetic fallacy. Yeah, it was actually going our way while the heavens opened. And Noah has put as well, the Conti Cup qualifier against Brighton, those pens, the atmosphere, the pure joy, realising we were into the semis. That or the most recent one. Nothing beats the feeling of being back and having so much hope for what's coming for the club. And you just, even these comments are so like, we've got hope, like we've got the win, we've got everything. And I think that was the majority of them. So yeah, again, thank you very much. Oh, Julie put as well. Kenza and Dree just coming back and absolutely it. Yeah. And that's it, isn't it? It's that feeling coming through for this one. So has anyone had time to think about their favourite moment of 2024 that they'd like to share? I know what Nick's is.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, no,
No.
you Nick.
I was as much as I'd love to say my favourite moment in 2024 was the departure of Robert Powell, which is a very close second. My favourite moment is Sophia Paugh's debut
Yes.
against
Yeah.
Chelsea. Like, she was phenomenal. Everyone afterwards was phenomenal. The interview afterwards was phenomenal. She was just an absolute superstar at such a young age, and I've got a soft spot for goalkeepers anyway, so
Yeah, really rising to that occasion. Yeah, 100%. That was a phenomenal night. Lindsay, have you got any good moments of the year?
There's been quite a few. Probably the last game that we played at the weekend, just because it brought to the end of like a very tough year. It's been very up and down. Like we finally got consistency. And it's like we can go into next year on a positive. But like Sophie mentioned, Noah Moritz kicking Man United out of the Conti Cup. It's a pretty good. I'm not sure if I'm going to get allowed to say it, but shithousery. It was just perfect. We managed to because we've got a lot of banter, haven't we, with the Man United lot. And I just thought it was just great to see them have a meltdown and realise that actually, regardless of Noel,
They've
we would have
got
been out anyway. So I just thought that was great.
Oh, but it was still our fault though.
Yeah. It was.
So that was. It was fun. It was good. Emma, have you got any key moments of the year?
Oh, it has to be the iconic moment of Noel being cup time. I don't think I'm ever going to forget that. It was just so Villa. Like, that's the only way you can describe it. It was so Villa, because it would only happen to us.
Classic Villa.
But it was classic.
Yeah. Gary, have you got a favourite moment of 2024?
My favourite moment of 2024. That's a great question. There's
Thank
been so many sort of great games and everything else that we've had.
Mm.
But for me, I actually think the greatest moments have happened off the pitch.
Okay.
And it's getting to see, how happy Sarah and Rachel are and their engagement and Mary getting engaged. It's nice almost feeling like you're involved with the players and their lives, because they come over to talk to you at games and everything else. And, it's just the whole community. And although it's not exactly what's happening on the pitch, these are players that we genuinely feel a connection with, because we do get to see them at games. They do come over and talk to us. They do recognise fans.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just that it's being involved and being happy whenever somebody else is happy. You know, being able to share in those moments.
That was beautiful.
That was really sweet.
That was well, Gary. You've won the
And
podcast.
I'm the only straight one here.
Oh, way to bring it down again. Oh, I love that. As I just flick my tinsel over my shoulder. There we go. Because I wasn't campy enough wearing all this. Emily, have you said yours yet?
No, I think mine was. I'm going to cheat and say 3. Mine, my favourite match was the Brighton quarterfinal, just because of everything that, like, it was just like an us against the world sort of night. You know, I think Rachel had just got that red card suspension, like, and that was the first game she was going to miss. We had about 5 players on the bench, 3 of which were academy players. Like, there was just, it was a rainy, cold evening down in Brighton, and it was just like everything shouldn't have gone our way, but somehow we won that match. Like, it had to go to extra time. It went to penalties. Nobody was scoring. And then also, I think, like, Patsy scored the winning penalty and didn't even realise that she'd won the game. And it was just, yeah. That was a really, I think that was the best match for me this year. And then also that moment on Sunday when Dree scored after 4 minutes, like, that just was the best feeling. And also shout out to the pre-season game at Walton Hall, where I absolutely threw it down. I've never been so soggy in my life. And just, you know, that sort of just sums up, like, following your team. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
it's not even the league hasn't even started yet, and you're like, I'm stood in the pouring rain watching some people kick a ball about. What am I doing?
Yeah.
But you're absolutely loving it still.
And enjoying it, yeah.
Yeah.
But it shows you, like, being a part of a club like Villa where, yeah, we don't win everything and there are more hard times than easy times, but you show up and you sing louder and you put your big coat on and you go to a field in the middle of nowhere to to cheer your team on, and travel across the country, and just you do it because you're there and you're a true supporter, don't you?
Kate sent me hers earlier. She said the Spurs away win 2-1, which I think was the week after that Brighton game. Dree scoring and none of us realised it had crept in, and then Jordan Nobbs scoring that worldie and the celebration at the corner.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, was that with the corner flag?
Yeah.
That shit, yeah. I remember that one. Oh, I love it. And again, it's all these moments that we can kind of come together and go, oh, that the feeling when that went in, or just celebrating together. And it's been quite a year, hasn't it? So
what's yours?
What better? Oh, what's mine? I haven't thought. I was just going to ask you. I have to say, a bit of a rogue one probably. So I enjoyed it's going to away games. I bloody love an away game, but going to Charlton pre-season, I really enjoyed that because we just felt like it was
everything felt possible.
The school trip. And like the sun was shining, everyone was getting burnt. We passed around the team suntan cream, like, because none of us had any because we didn't expect it to be warm. And just being able to watch like Charlton play such a good game as well, have it been 2-2, go to penalties for no apparent reason, and still draw. And it's just like, yeah, that's a good Villa start to see. It's the atmosphere, isn't it? Yeah.
I've got a really good picture from that penalty shootout where it's just like the players are all stood on the touchline watching it in various stages of like, we're still playing. Yeah, like Lucy Stan's got no shoes on. Yeah. I think Ken's has got like, I don't know, half training kit, half kit. It's just, yeah.
Oh, it was a complete shambles because everyone kind of went to leave, didn't they? Well, we didn't.
The stadium announcer was like, hang on, everyone. Please stay.
If you could please stay in your seats, there will be a penalty shootout. And even the players went,
What?
It's like, who arranged this? What's going on? But yeah, and again, that was the first time we really saw He Who Shall Not Be Named and his style and what was going on. And it was the first appearance of the Flicky book with all the players in, and just it was the start of something. And it was
Can I just say though, Dree did score in that match as well, which was I think she started up front with Rach.
Yeah. And again, just knowing that
Everything seemed possible at that point.
yeah. And you just think this can really be a good start for Villa to be like, okay, we've got a championship team like pushing us right to the end. This is where we need to be. This is where we need to keep going, and to just have that moment.
We appear to have lost Lindsay.
We
I think
do.
she's
She's just gone off slightly. She'll be back in a bit, I think. If we're still on, of course. It depends how far this quiz goes. But yeah, Danish put there. I just remembered a Brighton ball girl showing off her badge to goad us. We won, and when she had to walk back past, she'd had to put a jacket on to cover it. See, that's the thing. Don't gloat before the final whistle, because as we know, anything can happen.
It was also the last game of the season, our last away game of the season. Funnily enough, also stepped down to Crawley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But,
of course. Fancy dress day. Yeah.
But we all done fancy dress. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, we won on the day as well, which was always a bonus. But I remember it being one of their fans' birthdays.
Okay.
And she it was the same again. She had to keep walking past us. She was getting a wee bit of stick, and then we were told it was her birthday, and all the Villa supporters stood up and started singing "Happy Birthday" to her. Everybody was out for a real good day, and definitely that away day was a good away day.
Yeah, remember Anna Leet's mum was there dressed as a green bottle.
Yeah.
It was just brilliant. Because I remember, unfortunately, I couldn't make it, but just seeing the pictures and just seeing everyone kind of come together and being dressed ridiculously was brilliant. But then it's the banter between the fans, isn't it? And it's getting that. Some clubs have got really good banter, haven't they? And you can just, whatever happens, it's going to be a really good day. And that was one of them. Yeah, absolutely love it.
Just on that other Brighton quarter-final game, because that was in, I think, start of March, maybe, something like that. And the other point on that was like the play, because it was such a unexpected result given our league form as it was.
Yeah.
And they came over and did that like team photo in front of where everyone was sat. And I was talking to Kate about it yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was like saying, I'm somewhere in the very background, because it's crazy how quickly things change. Like, I'm stood next to Kate and Ian in that picture, but I didn't really know them then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you were saying, Gary, sort of build a community like we will have on here. Like a year ago, I would have been at games, but not spoken to any of you probably.
Yeah. Or you kind of might have gone like, I think it's that person.
I recognise them, but I don't know. Yeah.
No, absolutely. But here we are talking absolute rubbish. Sometimes about Villa, sometimes about bats and other mammals. So there we go. We are an all-encompassing podcast. That's exactly what we are. Go on then, Emily.
Did anyone see any reindeer on Sunday?
No.
No, there was none. Lindsay and I were disappointed. We even went up early because she said that there was reindeer there last year, but unfortunately, they probably had all the children last year and but weren't invited back. So, no, unfortunately not.
Very sad.
But it's meant to be magical. There's meant to be reindeers. Never mind.
Maybe next year.
Too busy at Santa's workshop, I think.
That's true.
What it's going to be. Right then, I'll just readjust my tinsel. Hang on. Pause. What? That's a perfectly natural sentence.
I just wasn't sure where that
Audio.
sentence was going.
I just love that Nick's like, why did I come on? Like, add some...
I was perfectly happily working away.
Yeah, but we bring joy to your life, Nick. We bring
You
joy.
do, to be fair.
Oh, I thought of one more thing. Sorry.
Hey, it's fine.
I was just, because I'm sad, counting back in the calendar year, like how many matches Villa had played, like overall, including preseason and stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually think, on balance, it's not too bad. I think we won 10 matches and lost 13. And I thought it was going to be way worse than that.
That's not bad.
Go us.
No matter all.
I mean,
I hope
And we
you're
drew
taking
some,
any
but I can't
stats
remember.
mind because I've got a couple of questions to do.
Okay.
Things. So
We might have accidentally revised.
no, because that's the fun of it. We just want to see where you're at. So you can either, and people in the chat get involved as well. So obviously don't put your answers in the chat because then that might tell this lot the answer. So what you can do, grab a pen and paper or a device where you can make
See, I
notes
knew
on.
I needed it.
See, you brought your notebook. It's got nothing in it, but it's fine. Or a notepad, post-it note, back of an envelope, whatever you've got handy, chalkboard, pigeon, wherever that you've got that sends messages, and play along. That's great. I've got 11 questions.
I don't.
Yeah, you may have warned me about this. I have absolutely nothing near me. Like,
You're just going to have to remember, Gary.
I believe in you.
that's a bode well.
Gary, have you got anything that you can quickly go and get?
No.
No? Okay, right.
Brain power it is.
Anything that I did have, I have taken out of the van, but unfortunately, it's currently buried on a trolley sitting in the middle of my dining room, so that's not happening. I'm not touching that trolley again.
I love that Sophie's just like, stop talking about bats. I don't even like bats that much. You went to a bat seminar. That's why we keep talking about bats. But then she follows it up with bats are cool. Yeah, bats are cool.
Leave her be. She wants spelunking with Bruce Wayne.
Oh, Sophie. I thought Gary had brought the tone down. And yet, Sophie has to finish with that one. Apologies if there's any children watching who saw that on the screen. Right. Has everyone either got
Serious faces.
they're ready? Right. So we're going to do answers at the end. Okay. So no shouting out. There's no hands on the buzzer or anything like that. Okay. Some of these, annoyingly, because we've talked about them as our favorite memories, we have talked about them in like the last 10 minutes.
I
So
still won't remember.
hopefully, yeah, something might trigger it. Okay, so this is going to be a year of Villa. So I've tried to do them in kind of date order up until a certain point. Number 1. On the 24th of January, 2024,
That's my bad.
Villa travelled to the northeast to face Sunderland in the Women's League Cup. Why was this match memorable? So if you could write your answers down, please. Again, people in the chat, just don't press send. So you can even start typing it out, just don't press send. So it's why was that match against Sunderland memorable in January? And if everyone lets me know when they're ready for question 2. Yes. Oh, even little thumbs up, aren't you? Lovely. Right. Question number 2. Following this, we made the quarterfinals of the League Cup and beat who on penalties? Again, we have just been talking about it, so hopefully there's some clues there.
Do we get extra points if we say who scored the penalties?
Ooh. Yeah, go on. Bonus points. Emily's like, yeah, my spreadsheet's coming in handy now. Right. Okay. So that's question 2. Question number 3. In April, Villa travelled to Kingsmeadow to face champions Chelsea. But within minutes of the game, it had all gone wrong. What happened? What happened? So within minutes of the game, it had all gone wrong. What happened? I love how close Emily's now leaning to the camera, like, yes, questions.
I love quizzes, not gonna lie.
I do if I know the answers, but as I said earlier in the week, I am opinions, not facts.
Yeah. Okay, we're ready for the next one? Yep. Okay, number 4. On the 5th of October, we travelled to Brighton. And this one was memorable again as 2 red cards were given out. Who were the 2 red cards given to? So in the match against Brighton, it was memorable as 2 red cards were given out, but who were they given to? Who were they given to? Thanks, Emma. Okay. Number 5. Where and against who, so which stadium and against who, did we get our first win of this 24-25 season? So where and against who? So 2 parts this one, point for each.
Wait, that's not right then.
I'm overthinking this one now.
Same.
Just throwing a spanner in the works there, Freya.
Just got spanners everywhere. Just red herring here, spanner there. Okay, are we all ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Question 6. This one is multiple choice.
Woohoo!
That's what we like. Good bit of sarcasm. Right. Number 6. How many goals in all competitions, including pre-season, have Villa women scored in 2024? So all competitions, including pre-season, how many have they scored? Is it? These are your options.
Oh yes, multiple choice.
Multiple choice. I'm not that mean. Multiple choice. 38, 41, 44, 47.
Oh, no.
So either 38, 41, 44, or 47.
I don't know what comes after 10, so
I'm gonna put one down, but I don't know about one match, so I'm just gonna
Take off your socks, count your toes.
12. Brilliant. Okay. Are we all ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Number 7. How many red cards have Villa received in all competitions this year? 2024. How many red cards have Villa received in all competitions? I'm sure this was 2024. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah. Have I frozen by any chance?
The same thing. Gary was sideways.
Oh, go right. Okay.
Get
Gary
Gary
and
received,
Sophie must have the same. The same.
get Gary received the phone call and just sat there looking at his phone going, nope.
Hey, comic relief. That's
We are children.
Now, okay. So that was how many red cards have Villa received in all competitions. Are we happy with that in 2024?
I've definitely got that wrong.
Yeah,
same.
fine. Love the positivity. Question number 8. And again, this is multiple choice, so don't panic. How many goals have Villa conceded in 2024? How many goals have Villa conceded in 2024? Is it 39, 43, 49, or 52? So goals conceded, is it 39, 43, 49, or 52?
I've got to go. We must be in a deficit, but I've got to go based off my other answer.
So that's in 2024,
Uh-huh.
not this season,
Yeah.
all of 2024. Okay. Right. Have we got something? Okay. Number 9. In the 24-25 season, there we go. So just this season, we know 2 players that have played every minute. First part is who are they? And for a bonus point, how many minutes is this? And it is a round number. It's not a really bizarre number. So 2 players have played every minute of the season so far. Who are they and how many minutes have they played?
Are you counting extra time?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't
That's what I was wondering.
Or just like the
No,
full
I think
90s?
yeah, let's go with full 90. We'll see what you's come up with, and if it's close to the real one, we'll give you the points.
Are we talking just league or are we talking Subway Cup as well?
Subway Cup. No, this is just league,
Okay.
I believe.
How many games?
Yeah, Women's Super League playing time. Yep.
Oh, I can't add. What is going on?
How many games have we played?
How many games have we played?
Well, that would be telling, wouldn't it?
It's just a clue. You could just give me a clue. How many games?
More than 1.
Thanks.
More than 1, less than 22.
There we go. Yeah, see, somewhere in there. Only a couple of games.
I've guessed.
Wonderful.
That can't be right. I think I've worked it out, but it's way too low, so that can't be right.
And do we count extra time or not?
Just
Well, no,
go for like the full 90. So we'll not do extra time. Just 90. And we'll see.
Then that should be easy.
Oh, should it? Yeah. We'll see. Okay. Okay, if we've got something down for that one. Yeah. Okay, number 10, we're nearly there. How many different nationalities are represented in the squad? How many different nationalities are represented in the squad? Okay. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Yeah.
If we see a phone just fly across the room in a loud thud, it's going to be Emma. I thought I was on mute. Okay. All right, last one. A bit of a rogue one. But or maybe not, depending on how close attention you pay. Again, this is from I call it For Breath because it's much more fun. According to the Villa stats, which formation have Villa favoured this season, using it in 7 out of 10 games? So which formation have Villa favoured this season, using it in 7 out of 10 league games? And if you're not sure, pick some numbers. As long as they add up to 10. Well, any good? It's a favourite formation that they favoured this season.
Pardon me. I feel like it's muted.
That's how you break the tension. Thank you very much. Gonna clip that up and put it all over socials. Oh, Emma, don't change. We do love you. Right. Have we all guessed a little formation?
Yes.
Yes. Wonderful. Okay. Are we ready for some
Not a
answers?
goalkeeper.
No.
And people in the chat as well. Now you can put your answers in. Right then. So number one, I think we all know this one. Why was the match against Sunderland memorable? Because who wants to shout out?
Because
Noel Moritz.
we won 7-0, and for some reason they cancelled all of them.
Wait, what?
We won 7-0, and they were like, "That's not right." So they got rid of all the goals.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Very rude.
Nothing to do with
Nothing to do with Noel
Nothing at all. Yes, so of course it was Villa scoring too many because Noel Moritz was cup tied and shouldn't have played. So then the match is cancelled. And still on Google, there is no goals, no nothing. It just says cancelled, 0-0. There we go. Yeah. Well,
That was my birthday as well.
Cup tied Moritz. It was what? Sorry, your birthday?
That was my birthday, yeah.
Oh,
I drove up there specifically for that on my birthday.
what a present.
Mm.
Yeah, and talking about speaking to people, I think I said hello to you, and I don't think you realised who I was,
Yeah,
or you were just completely scared of me. And then, and that was it. So that was the first time me and Emily actually spoke to each other. It was a very
on
scared.
the grassy bank bit.
Yeah.
I vaguely recall that.
Yeah, that was me.
I dragged my mum with me.
Yes, yeah. So I was like, "Hi." Okay, I'll go. But yeah, memories. Okay, number 2. Following this, we made the quarterfinals of the League Cup and beat who on penalties? Who was it?
Brighton.
Brighton. Yes, good. Emily, you wanted some bonus points
Yes.
for this one.
Tree and Patsy.
Tree and Patsy. Thank you very much. Okay,
Patsy,
three.
can I have a bonus point, please?
you want half a bonus point.
Yeah, I wrote Patsy. I didn't write Tree.
Yeah, it's Christmas. Why not? Have
I
it.
just went for the winner.
Now, number 3. In April, Villa travelled to Kingsmeadow to face champions Chelsea. Within minutes, it had all gone wrong. What happened?
An elite's red card.
And Elite handed the ball outside the box.
Oh, yes, outside the box. And, of course, gave a debut to
Sophia.
Sophia Poor. Yes, perfect. Well done. I mean, it made it chaotic and it was bloody brilliant. Unfortunately, it just happened to be against us, didn't it? But no, it was great and we still remember it. Okay, number 4. On the 5th of October, we went to Brighton and it was memorable again as 2 red cards were given out. Who got sent off during that match?
Poppy Patterson and Paolo Tomas.
Yeah, very good. Poppy Patterson and Paolo Tomas. And the ref had to be reminded to send Poppy Patterson off.
I guessed at that second one. I was like, I can't remember who it was.
Hey, good guess. Right. Number 5 then. Emily, I know you had a crisis for this one.
I did.
Where and against who did we get our first win of the season? Where and against who?
Was it at Villa Park? Against
It was at
Crystal
Villa
Palace.
Park. Against Crystal Palace. Yes, good.
This
So
is what my
over.
crisis
You
was
said that
about.
was 2 points.
I didn't know if you meant like
2 points. Yep, 2 points.
the Subway Cup or not.
She
So
said
I was like,
No, league.
League.
24-25.
this is what my crisis was about because I couldn't remember what you said.
you.
You can ask.
So
It's
I've got that right. Do I get no? Oh no,
okay. Lost points.
I have.
I lost a point on the red card. It's okay.
Number 6. How many goals in all competitions have Villa women scored in 2024? So we had 38, 41, 44, or 47. What did we go for?
41.
I went for 47, but
I
then
went
I
for
also wasn't
41.
sure if the Sunderland ones counted or not.
If you Google it, no.
Didn't.
They didn't because it comes up as cancelled. Yeah.
Oh.
So it was actually 44.
Damn.
44 in 2024. There we go.
I'd actually went for 38 because we just haven't been scoring this season. But I kind of like, there's
wouldn't be
no
wrong.
way we have done over 40 goals.
Just Gary, just 44. Okay, number 7 then. How many red cards have Villa received in all competitions?
3.
I put 2. I couldn't. They were just the 2 I could remember.
Any other bids?
I put 4.
2.
Oh, where did I get 4 from?
You are correct. 2. And I did go back and double check, of course, because I'm good like that. So it was 1 in the Brighton match, and of course, an elite in the Chelsea match. That was it. Only 2 red cards that we've got this season. Hey, right. Next one, number 8. How many goals have Villa conceded in 2024? So was it 39, 43, 49, or 52? What did we go for?
49.
I put 52.
Any other bids?
Same for the same reason this season, I'd actually went the lower end and went 43 because although we haven't been scoring very much, we also hadn't been conceding very much. But we'll not count the Man City game.
Oh, no, we don't talk about
No, it wasn't Man City. What am I talking about? Man City was 1-0.
that. You okay, Gary?
No, I'm not okay. It's been a long day.
It has been a long day. We're going to do a couple of questions left. It was 49. It was
Yay.
49. It was 49.
Still going down here. We started so well.
Hey, it's Christmas. You can have a drink after this. It's fine. Okay. Number 9 was a 2-parter. Well, technically 3 because it was 2 players. Which 2 players have played every minute of the season so far?
Patsy.
Do we know?
Sabs and Patsy.
Sabs and Patsy. Yes, very good.
Oh, yeah.
Who did you put, Emma?
We're educational.
And I put
Educational.
Anna Rachel Daly. I forgot Sabs has to play the full 90 and can't get subbed off.
I remember Rachel Daly pushing Robert DePauw when she got subbed off.
Remember, we had a whole podcast on that. So, and this is where the maths is going to come in. How many minutes is this? So
990.
every single minute of every single match. Oh, little voice was saying
900 if it's no extra time.
990?
900.
Oh, I thought we
900.
played
Played 10.
You're counting cup games.
Ah,
I reckon with extra time, it's 1010.
that was
11. So
very
can I have
specific.
990 then? Close.
Well, your maths is correct, but the number of matches is not correct.
Points for Marcus for working
Give
out.
it a point for
It's
Sab.
Christmas. I'll get you a half a point for the maths. There you go. Okay, 2 more to go. Number 10. How many different nationalities are represented? Anyone
think
have a
6.
count?
I put 8.
9.
I just love that everyone was like,
I counted so many times, and I think every time I missed a different
I
nationality.
feel sure I missed someone.
I think
And
I
the
missed
answer
one.
is 9.
Oh, who have I missed?
Who did I miss?
9 different nationalities in the team. Well, I shall tell you. So we've got Canada,
Yeah,
Republic of Ireland,
yeah,
England,
yeah,
Scotland,
yeah.
Netherlands, Spain, Swiss,
Spain, I forgot.
Brazil, and France.
Oh, it was.
And technically, it could be 10 with Sophia Kelly, who's Wales. But I
I
didn't
missed so
count her
many.
because she hasn't had any minutes for us yet.
I got it so wrong.
So yeah. So 9. So I had 9 for first team players. Right then. Hey, Danny's on it. 9. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, and we've got one more. Which formation have Villa favoured this season?
Played a formation.
Using it 7 out of 10 games. Not players. Formation.
I was sure that it was Villa that favoured that formation.
No. Okay, DePauw. There we go. DePauw.
Well, I don't know why I put it because I don't think that's the right. I don't think we did, but I think the thing might say 4-4-2.
I actually think it's 4-5-1.
Oh.
No.
4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1.
Yay!
4-2-3-1.
Really?
In 7 out of 10 matches. Hey, we're going off the
Oh.
stats. We're going off for breath. However, Sophie's put a spanner in the works. Another spanner. Hey, they're coming like boomerangs around here. Maz has, of course, changed to the Philippines, hasn't she? So, yeah. So that should have been 10 anyway, with 11 being for Sophia Kelly. So you can just all have a point for that. That's fine.
Yay!
Will I still get a point if I put 8?
No.
Sure, why not? It's Christmas. There we go. It's how quizzes work, right? I can just like show
100%,
points
yeah,
anyway.
just make it up.
This has gone so
Exactly.
bad.
What this was this evening is whenever you walked into school and the teacher says, "Pop quiz, everyone." Like, none of us were prepared for this at all this evening, except for you.
Hey, and I was only prepared about an hour ago. So. But it was a nice little trip down memory lane, wasn't it?
It was.
It was. Of all of these memories. Now, thank you so much to everyone who's been watching, listening. Hope you enjoyed the quiz. Hope you're enjoying the conversation. It's our last live one of 2024. We will be back in the new year, of course, when things start happening in the transfer window, and we can't wait for that. But in the meantime, let's just give everyone a reminder. Ooh, I don't want a big face. What's happening here? What's going on? Excuse-moi. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Hang on. Bear with.
That's what she
There we
said.
go. Is it going to let us? You know what? This software is sometimes phenomenal and other times it's quite bizarre. So if... Ooh, can I move you? No, I can't. If you're not aware, we are a joint partnership between the Hull 115 Yards, which me and Lindsay founded, who was on earlier, and the Aston Villa Women Fan Club as well, to bring you part of the pride. So if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, share, follow, love, whatever you need to do to make sure you follow all the latest news. So on TikTok, we are either the Hull 115 Yards or AVW_fan club. Instagram, we are part of the Pride Pod or AVW_fan club. And on X, we are part Pride Pod or the Hull 115 Yards as well. So please do come and check us out. Me and Emily have got our little handles there as well, in case you want to follow us in particular. And we are, hey, we're coming back. Wait, there we go. I did rename myself Frankincense, just in case anyone missed it, because it's Christmas. So I'm at T30 Rights pretty much across all platforms. Emily, where can people find you if you want them to?
On Twitter, I sometimes talk football and sometimes don't. And on
Really
Instagram, it's just my name, Emily E. Howe.
There we go. Perfect. Anyone else want to give any shout outs for handles, or are you quite happy being quite private?
absolutely not. No, I don't like people. I don't want to.
Do not talk to me. Do not follow me.
No.
I don't really post anything.
You never post anything. Oh,
I think I've had the Instagram about a year and a half, and I've posted about 13 photos.
I feel quite bad because my original private Instagram, that was my personal one. I don't really go on that anymore. I just use my T3T Rights one. So I went on and I had 10 different chats from people. And I was like, so sorry. I don't look at this one anymore. So that is where you can find me. Now, one last thing, of course, I do apologize. Emma, did we have any commentary corner this week?
There was a little bit. I
go on.
rewatched the match but wasn't really listening, which is obviously useful. But I do have a few things.
Go on then. Send us off with a bang for 2024.
So, first of all, it took them 40 seconds to mention that Noah Moritz was an Arsenal player.
Yes.
Which I
40
think must be a
seconds?
record because...
That's got to be a record, hasn't it? Yeah, got to be.
Yeah.
That was almost as short as Robert DePauw's career.
Well done. But that's the best we're gonna get. Oh, I love that.
Um,
Oh.
I'm gonna start with the one that I think I may have actually misheard, and I am kind of hoping that I didn't hear it correctly because, yeah, I did rewind it and double check that it definitely said what I thought it said, and it did, but I didn't put subtitles on because I couldn't figure out how to do it. So,
Okay.
the Chelsea match that was on the other night when they played Real Madrid. There was a free kick, and I don't really know who they were on about, but it sounded like they were on about Hannah Hampton, and they said Hannah Hampton doesn't have her eyes in, and I thought that was a bit of a considering she already has visual problems.
Impairments.
I don't want to say problems. That sounds really mean, but
No, but yeah. Wow. Okay. That's doesn't have her eyes in. Well,
so I'm hoping that I heard that wrong, but I rewound.
What could it possibly have been?
Took it
Like,
backwards
Hampton doesn't have her
sometimes,
icing. Like,
honestly, some commentator comments and you're just like, you've got nothing else to say. That's what you've gone with. And went, yes, good choice.
Yes.
Well, we know how wonderful Hannah Hampton is, so we'll go with that one.
Yeah. So that was an odd one.
Yeah.
Then we've got proving it doesn't matter how tall you are, it's how good you are. I mean, this comment was pretty true, but I mean, why are we rubbing salt in the wound? Usually it's the visiting side who are leading 2-1 against Villa.
Rude.
Yeah, I heard that. And I was like, excuse me. No.
Okay, maybe it's a teeny tiny bit true, but
You don't have
not
to
anymore.
repeat it.
No, not anymore. This was really odd. I can't remember who it was with, but it was a West Ham player, Danielle Turner, and another Villa player when they collided in the air.
Oh, the clash of heads, yeah.
It was Lucy Stan. May have been a surprise, but for Turner, the way she landed. What? Like, what?
It doesn't even make sense.
It was a surprise. What? No words. Absolutely no
I
words.
don't think anyone deliberately clashes heads, do they?
Surprise, thunk.
Safe to say it's always a surprise, isn't it, when you have a clash with a little bit. Perfect.
Yeah. And then there was I think you did talk about it briefly. There was the whole giving the yellow card to the wrong person thing when Noel gave the free kick away. And this has kindly come from Emily. The commentator went, and a third yellow card shown. Well, she wouldn't be on the pitch if it was a third yellow card from the start. But then he did correct himself and went, sorry for the confusion. She wasn't booked, but that's probably why she come off. Anyway.
So wow. Okay. Hey, there's some new rules all the time. I'm learning something every week. Every week.
Well, that's all from me.
I love it. Hey, what a way to end 2024. So we will leave that there, everyone. Thank you so much again for watching and for listening. We'll let everyone know when we are back in the new year, and we can't wait. So good evening from